little Pocalolo, and I say Mahalo. Ujjayi breathing, together real feeling. Yogi gonna let you know that I wish you were here with me.
Oh, screw that.
On the beach in
Hawaii. Hello. You guys enjoying the music? Shoot out those last minute text messages to your team, guys. 3 minutes.
In
We're getting started here, and we're gonna give you guys a whole lot of value today. You're gonna walk away from today knowing that you can do this business. You're gonna walk away from today believing that you can do this business. And I'm just super excited to be here. So enjoy the music. In the meantime, 3 minutes, shoot out last minute text messages. We'll be getting started at the top of the hour.
on the beach in Hawaii. I wish you were here with me. On the beach in Hawaii. I wish you were here with me. Yeah. Love is my religion. Love is my religion. Love is my religion. I'll take you to the temple tonight. All my days I've been searching.
Got their cups. Who's got their coffee?
Find out what this life is worth.
Where is it? Cheers.
Through the books and Bibles of time, I've made up my mind. I don't condemn, I don't convert. This is the calling, have you heard?
We're gonna go 1 minute into the hour, actually.
Bring on your lovers.
Relax the next text messages. Get a pen and paper
No one
handy.
is gonna lose their soul.
Take some notes.
Hey. Love is my religion.
If you don't mind, if you, as you go on, go ahead and mute yourself out. That would be appreciated.
Hey, you can leave it.
I need to find a little earphone so I can plug it in and charge it. Huh?
Go ahead and mute yourselves, guys. Ladies, gentlemen, thank you.
For sure. This is the calling.
Whoa, stop. Not when I'm like this.
Bring all the lovers to the fore. No one is gonna lose their soul.
Chris, have you passed the host over to me yet?
I did not.
Do so, please, friend.
So the music's coming from you, correct?
Yes, it is.
Right, perfect. So I guess we'll be getting started here right now. Guys, first off, you're going to want to share this with your teams. Today is going to be a little different. Not only will Damien be going over, you know,
Sweetie, I'm not going to make a mess. Always
hold on. Well, we got a bunch of naughty unmuters this morning. So with that being said, today Damien's actually going to show the new people how to do the business, how to walk people through the 4 steps, not just telling you what the 4 steps are, but actually showing you what he's been doing and how he's been walking people through the 4 steps. So guys, as you know, we are in pre-launch for a new company. we're starting a new company come January 1st. Now is the time that you want to build like crazy. We've been in this model for now 3 years. We've proven the model works. We know, that if somebody follows the system that they can create success, and the great part about it is the people that started already went through all the hiccups, already went through all the challenges, so where you and your new people don't have to now. So now is the time to build like crazy, and Damien's going to be breaking down some of those strategies on what you need to do. And I'll tell you that in the last week, I've been on more calls in the last week with new people and people coming on board than in a long time. In fact, Damien's been keeping me busy, like literally setting up my schedule to make sure that the step 4 is available. In other words, that I'm going to be available. And we've been on call after call after call, and he's brought on a whole bunch of promoters personally this month. 5, how many?
6.
Six new promoters in the last week. So with that being said, guys, he's going to be going over, what he's doing, what he's sharing, and all that kind of good stuff. And guys, I've watched this guy for many years now, and seeing him being fairly new in the industry and having marginal success to becoming a 6-figure earner in the industry and creating a lot of success. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to you, Damien Calllais.
Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? My name's Damien, and I am from New Orleans, Louisiana, but I'm coming to you from Florida. Over here, I live at the beach in Florida, but I'm really excited to be here today, everyone. Really excited to be able to pour into you guys just like someone did me a long time ago. So I'm going to do a couple things today. We're actually going to talk a little bit about mindset. I'm going to share my story. And what we're going to do is also show you how to do the business. Now, what I'm going to show you today, I don't think works. I know it works. In the past week, I brought in six promoters, 3 customers just in the past week. And we're just getting started. Actually, all of the new people are on right now. And I even have some people that are watching right now that aren't in the business. So one thing that I was always told by one of my mentors in network marketing is the main question that most people are asking themselves in a partnership with you is, can I do this? Can I do this? So get with your upline sponsor. If they think it's a good idea, I would invite some of the people that are taking a look at the business to actually come see one of these trainings live so that they can see the level of training they're going to get and actually see that they can do this business. As a matter of fact, anybody can do this business. So just wanted to start off by congratulating you for being here. You could be anywhere other than here, right? But you're here right now. And I think if you're here right here, right now, you understand the positioning that we're in as a company. We're in about as good of a place as you could possibly be. To be a part of a company that has already proven the track record that this company's proven, to have the amount of customers that this company has, to have the corporate officers that we have, that we've attracted, the field leadership that we have with Judy and Mark and Brittany and Ricky and Chris and all the leaders that we have out in the field and Sean McLean and all the leaders. I mean, I can't sit here and name all of them, Melissa Lucas and Gabrielle Merle and I could just sit here and go on and on and on and on. But we are so blessed, you guys. We have people that really care about your success. So the first thing that I wanted to do is just kind of share a little bit of my story. And I started in network marketing right after the 2008 mortgage crash. I was presented with a life-altering event, and that event really showed me how insecure my position in life was. It showed me that things could change, and I wasn't prepared for that change. And I entered into the industry in a lot similar climate that we're in right here, right now, as a country. Right now, we're facing a lot of uncertainty and a lot of turmoil as a country, and a lot of the same in 2008, although it was a different event. It's people are feeling a lot of the same way. They're not feeling so secure about their current situation. They're really taking a hard look at, are they secure? I mean, are they secure financially? Are they secure with their job? And I'm willing to bet that right now, if you reach out to people and you actually start having the conversations, you're going to find that there are a lot of people looking right now. So I got involved in 2008 in the network marketing industry. I was not a huge success. In fact, I did everything that you could possibly do to fail. My first 2 years, the only thing that kept me in the business in the first 2 years, most people would quit within 2 years if they weren't making any money. But I had an upline that truly just invested in me and believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. So the only reason why I never quit the couple hundred times I pondered it was because I didn't want to lose the level of coaching that I was getting from my upline sponsors. They believed in me. And at this time, I did not believe in me. I was at one of the first lowest point of my life. And because of them, I'm here today. Because of how they invested in me and introduced me to personal growth, they introduced me to audiobooks and regular books. And, you know, as I started to dive into personal growth and personal development, I became addicted to becoming a better version of me. So I want you to understand that, you know, we all have to pay the same price of admission at the door. Some of you might have had a previous life's track record of success. Some of you may not. Some of you may crush everything that you do. And some of you might still be waiting for that biggest success. But understand this, that it's what you see, what a lot of people on social media that are happening at a high level isn't because they just all of a sudden, you know, you haven't seen the previous year's hard work. You haven't seen the work that they put in on themselves over the previous amount of years, which has helped them arrive to where they currently are. So I'm only telling you that because it's taken me 13 years to get to a place where my mindset, I believe, is really on point right now. And I'm positioning myself for my biggest success in this industry, in this company. So I share that with you to understand. I understand where you are, and some of you might be feeling not so certain right now about your decision. And trust me, what we have here right now in this company is not something that is normal. You know, network marketing is a lot like dating. If any of you have been in network marketing in the past, sometimes you got to go through a couple different situations before you find the right person, right? Well, it's the same here in network marketing. So with all that being said, guys, I'm just super grateful to be here. And I wanted to talk next about the importance of getting someone started correctly. The number one investment you can make in your business, number one, is getting someone started correctly, is making sure that you're spending that time up front with the new person to where they feel 100% comfortable in sharing this. They know that they have a team, people behind them, and they understand what to do. You know, there's a rule in network marketing that most fly or die in the first 72 hours. So it's super important that we get people started correctly, and we get them started by showing them the proper business building and revenue producing activities that will lead them to nothing but success. So what we're going to do is the first thing is we're going to talk about this real quick. And I'm not going to go into great detail with this, but a lot of you, when you signed up, you get one of these in the mail. And inside of this has a lot of really good, useful tools helping you get emotionally connected to why you're doing this business. So I'm not going to go through this today. There was another training that I did a couple months ago that you guys can go look at, where I actually took you through this right here. And I think that's on zoomreplay.com. If you go to zoomreplay.com and look at the last getting started training I did, I went through this box right here. A lot of you don't have this right now because you just got started. But when you get started, please do yourself a favor. Those materials are not put in that box just to sit in that box. Those materials are put in that box to help you get in a place mentally and understand what it is that you're fighting for. You have to understand why you're doing this business. I know 100% why I'm doing this business. I'm emotionally connected to why I'm doing this business. This box right here helps you understand why you're doing the business. It helps you understand there's things in there in the comp plan, the product. So all the stuff that you need to understand about the company and everything, it's right here in this box. So again, there's another video that I did on that at zoomreplay.com. Just go look for the last getting started training I did. And I took you through that in great depth. That's the only reason why I'm not going through that today. So first thing that you should be doing when someone gets started in the business is you should be like right then and there when they get on, when they come on board, you should be doing a welcome call with your upline that you're working with, or whatever business partner or leader that you're working with. whether it be Chris, Melissa Lucas, or Ricky, whoever's really making it happen at a high level in your upline that you're working with directly, make sure that you do a welcome call with your newest person. And what should be happening on that welcome call? On the welcome call, you're going to find out exactly what does that person want. What do they want? So there's 3 questions that you should be touching. And this is something that I've really been honing in a lot lately on my newest people. I want you guys to write these. Actually, it's 4 things down. 4 things down, because I've taken it a little bit steps further than the typical welcome call. However your upline's doing, it's great. This is how I'm starting to do them now. But there's 4 questions I want to address on the upline. I'm sorry, on the welcome call. Number 1 is, what do you want? Most people have no idea what they want. They don't have any written goals, and it's super important that we get them connected to an image. We think in pictures, right? So if they are writing down their goals, the key is to get them emotionally connected to what it looks like, right? So number 1 is, what do you want? And it doesn't cost anything to want things, but if you don't write it down and you don't know what you want, it's going to cost you a whole lot not to know these things, right? So it costs you nothing to dream, but it costs you a whole lot not to dream. So question number 1 is, what do you want? Question number 2, why do you want it? Why do you want those things? Why do you want that house on the beach? Why do you want that vacation? Why do you want that $10,000 a month or $5,000 or whatever your goal is? Why do you want that? How's your life going to change? Question number 3, who do you need to become? Who do you need to become to get that? So number 1 is, what do you want? Number 2 is, why do you want it? Number 3 is, who do you need to become to get those things that you've written down? And last but not least, sometimes the hardest, is, what lies are you telling yourself to where you cannot have those things? Because a lot of times we tell ourselves some little stories, right? And little lies that aren't really the truth, because the past is the past, and the past is always going to be just that, the past. Yesterday doesn't affect you. The only meaning that yesterday has is the meaning that you assign to it. So many people live in the past. I've been one of them. So you got to forgive yourself for whatever lies you've been telling yourself. And you got to understand that past cannot affect you today. The only meaning that the past has is the meaning that you give it. So whatever story or lie that you're telling yourself, rewrite the story. You know, I used to tell myself a lot of things about myself, but I've turned those liabilities into assets now. I've just rewired the story, and Chris Schweda is actually one of the best that I know at helping people change their story. So if you identify that story, that you're telling yourself with that lie, and you need some help rewriting that, reach out to your upline and help them and tell them, you know what, this is something that I've noticed that's been constant in my life, that I've told myself, I'm not good enough. I'm not this, or I'm not that. I can't have it because of whatever reason. That's just not the case. The past is the past, and the past is always going to be the past. All we have is right here, right now, you and I having a little chat. That's all we have, is right this moment. So the past can't hurt you anymore. So I'm only telling you this because mindset is almost as important. It's probably more important than anything, I believe. You know, all the steps that I'm going to teach you are really super easy. Anybody can do these steps, but it's the mindset that you're coming into this business with. Why do you want the things that you want? What are they? Who do you need to become to have it? It's a good question to ask yourself at the end of every day building this business is, am I the person? Would I join me? And if not, then you need to figure out what are those things that you need to address. So just a little bit about mindset, you guys, and it's super important to address those things, because unless it's written down, in my opinion, it's not real. I mean, I can show you guys. I mean, I'm not going to go into a whole lot, but I have visualization exercises that I do daily. I write them down, like visualization exercises. I visualize my perfect life. And it's important that you become connected to that stuff. I'm willing to bet that there are not many people that do visualization exercises. I know for a fact Ricky Durant is visual. I know for a fact Chris Schweda is visual. And it's funny that the people making it happen at the highest levels, they're so visually connected to what it is they're fighting for. So do yourself a favor and do that exercise. Next is going to be a little disclaimer about social media. At the very beginning of you being in the business, it's super important that before you go just, blabber everything all over social media, that you have a conversation with your upline about social media, because there's rules to the game, okay? Don't ever post your links on social media. Don't say the company's name. You want to create curiosity. And one of the things that I've really learned to master, to where I now mostly have people reaching out to me, is social media and attraction marketing. This is not something that's just going to come overnight. This is not something that's just going to convert right away. But if you're willing to put out content, the correct content, the right content, you will eventually have people reaching out to you. So one thing that you need to really understand is that social media is a long-term play. It's not an immediate thing that's just going to all of a sudden bring you lots and lots and lots of leads. Now, should you leverage social media? Absolutely. But just don't compare yourself to some of these other leaders in the company that have been doing social media for 8-10 years. There's no better day to get started than today. So one thing you got to realize about your social media is that your social media is your channel in the world. Who's your tribe? Who are you looking to attract? What message do you want to send off to those people? What do you represent? And I'm telling you, if you're willing to put yourself out there and you're willing to do content, you're willing to stay consistent with it, people will start to reach out. People will identify with you, especially if you're somebody who's not afraid to be a little vulnerable on social media. That's something that truly attracts a lot of people. Now, I know you've heard over and over and over and over and over and over and over again about these 4 steps, right? These 4 steps. And I'm really super grateful for this company for having such a simple system, because in my previous company, some of you that are on here were in the previous company with me. We had to educate people on why they needed to consume a product because of all the science with these receptors in the body. And, oh man, it took a skill set to stand up in front of the room and do a presentation and 30 PowerPoint slides. And here we don't have any of that. It's about as simple as it gets, guys, here with this company. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen here. Well, actually, let's go with the 4 steps first. Step number 1 is take the products. Be a product of the product. You cannot sell these products. You cannot represent this company and our product line without being a product of the product. Have to be a product of the product. As a matter of fact, most of the people that partnered with me in the past week, I think there were 2 that did not try the product. But real quick, Jenna, if you don't mind unmuting yourself real quick. I'm gonna go back to you on a couple occasions. Jenna.
Yep.
You were first a customer prior to coming on board, right?
I was.
Because you got a product experience, right?
I did.
Awesome. If you don't mind, really quickly, I didn't rush to sign Jenna up in my business. Jenna has never really done network marketing. She's never really been coached correctly on how to do network marketing. She's tried it in other companies. It hasn't worked for her for whatever reason. So I knew that I didn't want to just recruit Jenna into my business. I wanted her to have a story first, because with a story, she now has a shot to go out there and really impact a whole lot of people. So I wanted to make sure that I wasn't in a rush to transact her into my business for my own personal benefit. Trying to sign her up on a pack when she hadn't even really tried the product yet. Now, there are some people that you can do that with, people that have had success with this before in the past. And it's kind of situational, and talk to your upline about that. But Jenna, I just knew I wanted her to get a product experience, because Jenna has some of the best energy of anybody that I know. She's got lots of energy. She's very engaging. So Jenna, real quick, just for everybody that's on here, just share your quick testimonial, a minute or less.
Okay, guys. Hey, so I started with the Elevate Max for the Happy Cappies. And I was taking 2 and 3 Adderalls a day to function in life and have that energy. I'm a single mom of 2 children. And when I started taking the Happy Cappies, I don't have that crash at the end of the day or at the middle of the day anymore. And I actually have gone down on my Adderall. Some days don't even take any. And then on some days I only take a half because I am a busy mom. So, and I work full time. So, and then I also tried the Unwind because I have a really hard time sleeping at night. I'm a really light sleeper, but the Unwind knocks me right out and I am able to get a really good night's sleep, which is very important when I have to get up and go to work and take care of kids every day as well.
Thanks, Jenna. Now, have you taken any Adderall since you started our product?
I have not.
Awesome. Thank you, Jenna. I appreciate that.
Not a problem.
And I'm going to come back to you when we get to step 4. So just so you
Okay.
guys know, now she has a story, right? She's a product of the product, and now she has a story. So step 2 is share your story. And how do you share? Well, remember this. We have 2 rules as a company. Number 1 is don't be a weirdo. Nobody wants to be a weirdo, right? And number 2, have fun. You got to have fun. If you're not having fun, nobody wants to do it. So have fun with this, guys. Don't be that person who's all serious. You know, it's just people are not having fun at their jobs. And the last thing we want to do is invite them to an environment that's not fun. So if you're that person that's normally a little serious, and I'm actually a little serious sometimes more, but when it comes to my business, I make sure that people are trying to have, I'm trying to have fun with everybody, you know, make light of every situation and just have fun. So step 2 is share your story. How do you do that? Well, you know, there's multiple ways to do that now that we have the rebrand, but the way that we got the company to where it is right now is to ask people, hey, do you know anybody that drinks coffee or tea? There's a lot of questions. You want to lead with questions, okay? To where they're eventually going to ask you, what is it? Now, this is the one that Chris, you know, and the core group that built this company, this is what they started with was, hey, do you know anybody that drinks coffee or tea? You know, eventually, originally it wasn't even tea. Originally, all they had was the coffee and the Xanthomax. So to see what they did with just that product was just incredible. It's actually why I'm here right now. But now you could say, hey, who do you know that drinks coffee or tea, or who do you know that just drinks coffee? Whatever you want to lead in. I know this is a silly question. Do you know anybody that drinks coffee? Don't ask them, do you drink coffee or do you drink tea? Because they could say no to that. But ask them, hey, I know this is a silly question, but you know anybody that drinks coffee or tea? And of course they're gonna be like, yeah, of course I do. Like that's silly. I know. I told you it was a silly question. And then question number 2, have you heard of the happy products that everybody's talking about? Or have you heard of the happy coffee that everybody's talking about? As a matter of fact, you know, I know some people may not teach this, but I did this last night in a bar actually and got a customer with somebody that I kind of already knew. But I asked her, hey, have you heard of the happy company? Because she asked me, she's like, I always see you in here with your dog. Like, do you work? I'm like, yeah, I work. And then she was like, what do you do? I said, well, have you heard of the happy company everybody's talking about? And she was like, happy company, what's that? And she did exactly what Chris said. Chris said, they're going to ask you, what is that, right? And then I said, well, you haven't heard of those happy products that everybody's talking about? And she was like, no. I was like, man, well, look, a buddy of mine introduced me to this. And this is where you insert your story, step 2. So you want to ask questions to where they're going to ask you, hey, what is it? So the next thing that I'm going to do is I told her, you know, a buddy of mine introduced me to a coffee actually called Happy Coffee. And I started taking this stuff and I just, you know, shared my story with her. And then of course she was like, well, you know, I want to do that. So what did I do? Because she was sitting right next to me, is I literally sent her a link right there on the spot. And I also added her to the Facebook group right away, which is step 3 and 4, which we're going to go through in more depth here in just a quick second. So all I did there, guys, she asked me, what do you do for a living? And I was like, hey, have you heard of that happy company? Everybody's talking about happy company. No, what was that? Some people do whatever your upline teaches you. They may teach you not to do that. They may teach you to just talk about the products. But that's the way I did it last night. And it absolutely works. I got a customer. But then the next response was, hey, have you heard of those happy products? Or have you heard of the happy coffee? Whatever you're being taught, do that. So this just creates curiosity is what it does. And happy in front of anything, people are going to ask you, well, what is that? That's pretty cool, because there are a lot of people in this world today that are just not happy. And everybody wants to be happy. Everybody wants to be around happy people. So if you're a part of a happy company or happy products or happy coffee, they're going to ask you, well, what is that? And that's where, please do not tell them what it is. That's where you insert your story, okay? Insert your story. Now, step 3 is to provide a tool, don't be one. Provide a tool, don't be one. Now, this is where I'm going to share my screen here. It's super important that you guys know about the tools that we have. So hold on one quick second. I just want to backtrack one quick second. Right after the welcome call, real quick, sorry I didn't cover this. Right after the welcome call, this is our team page right here, guys. This is not for anyone that is not currently in the business. This is only for partners. But when you enter somebody into this group, which everybody should be entered into this group right after their enrollment, right after you bring them into the business. And just a real easy way to remember is when you do the welcome call, while the sponsor, I'm sorry, the upline and the new partner are talking, just go and add them to the group right away while they're talking. And what you should know is right here in the announcements, it says, watch me first, okay? Watch me first. And it tells you right here what to do. And if you noticed, I've been tagging my new people, Jason Dean. He's watching right now. Jason's the newest person I brought on. He's tagged right there. So Jason's going to go right here. He's going to watch this video. And I'm going to make sure that he completes these tasks right here. You see, it's not our job to force people to do anything. We don't do any of that. But always write this down. Inspect what you expect. Inspect what you expect. Okay? INSPECT, what you EXPECT. Okay? Inspect what you expect. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, if I expect them to go through these units, I'll set the task and say, hey, you know what? There's some units that we have, which if you look right here, the units are right here. Boom. Unit number 1. How to build your business using attraction marketing. That's why I didn't go into huge detail about social media, because Brittany Beck is literally one of the top income earners in our company, top 5 for sure, probably even top 3. And she tells you right there how to utilize attraction marketing in social media. Then we also have, if you want to prospect people on how to become your customer, we have those scripts right here. Then we have the email prospecting template right here also. So just go through these first 2 units in full. Unit number 3 may be a little bit hard for you to understand, but if you can't understand the comp plan, get somebody to explain it to you. But at the end of the day, guys, these units are super important, because if you get people plugged into this and just follow up with them to make sure they're completing these units, then you can leverage a system. System, all the word system means is save yourself time, energy, and money. If I've got to spend my time going through each and every single one of these units with people and literally trying to train and coach them on everything, it's going to be super time consuming to bring somebody on to onboard with your business. So again, inspect what you expect. So set the task, let them complete it, and just inspect that it's been done. If you don't mind muting yourself, if you're unmuted, I'd really greatly appreciate that. So step number 3 was to provide a tool. So we have 2 different tools and Facebook groups. And I think the Facebook groups are so important to understand. Let's see here. We have one for business testimonials. Now, remember this. Do not ever put somebody in this group right here that is not interested in building a business from home, okay? If they only shown interest with the products, please do not put them inside this group right here, because it's just not appropriate. You should just be putting them in the customer group. Only if they've asked you about the business, if y'all have had conversations about the business. And what we're going to do is make sure you guys understand. These are ATM groups. Write down write down the acronym ATM. Add, tag, message. Add, tag, message, okay? So the first thing that you're going to do when you add somebody to this group is you're going to go right here to Melissa Lucas's, to her, basically this is the welcome post in the group. It's under announcements right here. Just click the announcements tab, and you're going to go right here and add your new people in this thread. It's going to kind of give them a little heads up as to what it is we're doing. As you can see right here, I've got a prospect that I've tagged there. As a matter of fact, she's watching this training right now. So all step 3 is doing is connecting them to a tool, something that is not you. And what's happening here is they're getting third-party validation, okay? And what's happening here is they're able to go see through the eyes of other people what this business is doing for them. And then a lot of times they can identify with these people. So right here, Melissa just gives all the instructions on what to do next. Then what you're going to do next is go back to the discussion and tag them in several posts. Now, I'm just going to use my post here because I know what mine is. Let's just say you ran across somebody in the mortgage industry, right? Somebody that is interested in taking a look at your business. They're in mortgages. Just type in the word mortgage. I know that's going to bring up my post because inside my post, I did a product testimonial here. I told everyone that I was in the mortgage industry. And as you see right here, the word mortgage was in my post. That's why the search bar is the most useful tool in any of these groups. So if you knew somebody was in the mortgage industry, all you're going to do, boom, go right here and tag somebody in this post at the very bottom. I'm going to go ahead and just tag Chris Schweda in this. Boom. Now your prospect has been added to the group. They've been tagged in a post. The next thing that you want to do is go message them after you've tagged them in 3 or 4 posts or whatever your upline is teaching you. I normally recommend 3 to 4 different posts that they can identify with. And then what you're going to do is message them and say, hey, Susie, hey, Chris, hey, whoever, I added you to a group. Go ahead and accept the invite. Once they accept the invite, you'll be able to tag them in the post. And once you tag them in the post, go message them again. Say, hey, listen, I just tagged you in a couple stories. You got to go check these stories out. Go check them out. I'll get back with you later on today. Now, the key here, guys, ladies and gentlemen, is not just to tag them in this post. Fortune's in the follow-up. Fortune is in the follow-up. So often people are adding people to the group. Now adding them to a group like this, even if you have a weak follow-up game, the group does do a lot of the heavy lifting for you because it's a drip group. Every time somebody puts a new comment in there or a new post in there, they're going to get a notification about it. But follow up with that person and ask them, hey, what did you like most about what you saw? What did you like most about what you saw? Never what did you think. Don't ask somebody what did they think. Ask them what did you like most or what did you like best. Trust me on this. That exact phrase right there. Once they answer it, whatever their answer is going to be their hot button. I like the fact that that Damien has been able to create a residual income from home, and I'm in a similar situation that he was in. So, I'd like to learn how to create a residual income. It sounds attractive to me. So then right away that is the hot button. So as you're introducing them to the upline, you also want to let the upline kind of know what their hot buttons are. That way, as we're doing step 4, which is connect, the upline will know a little bit of information on them. So before I go to step 4, though, I want to show you guys the other group that we have. So remember, Your Elevated Life is our business testimonial page. The business testimonial page. Now, the next one is going to be the customer testimonial page. Now, if somebody's interested in the business, then they're obviously interested in the product. Okay. What you may want to do is add them to the customer group first and let them see some of the testimonials. And in like another day or so, add them to this group. Maybe I should have did the other group first. But understand, if they're interested in the business, they're also interested in the product, because without a product, there is no business. So let's go to that group real quick. This group right here, and a lot of you might be having your own groups. So we're just going to use this for an example. I utilize the team group. I like having everything in one place, one time, where everybody's contributing. Whatever your group's doing, do that. But just know that this group has a whole bunch of testimonials. So let's say I had added Susie to this group, right? And Susie was dealing with depression. Go to the search bar. Remember, the search bar is going to be your best friend. Type in depression. Boom. There's all these different testimonials right here on depression. Now, if that person was dealing with depression, and I tagged them in this post right here, or any of the posts about depression, I'll just read this one to you real quick. I hope this is private. I don't talk much about this, but wanted to share. I lost my son last year. I was not taking this product to get skinny. I'm already pretty thin. I was just hoping that it could help me get out of bed in the morning. I've been suffering from depression, and I was pretty down when a friend gave me a sample. After trying it twice, I felt somewhat better, and I decided to give it a go. Since I started taking this, I've felt more human and even joined a health club and started working out. I'm still not 100%, but because of this product, I can get out of bed and I'm just a little more human. Thanks for saving this life. That testimonial always gets me right there. I'm sure there are a lot of people in the world right now that are feeling a similar way due to a lot of different reasons. There are a lot of people out there that need what we have. So when you see this type of a testimonial and you've never seen this before, you're able to come to a natural and logical conclusion. I want the same results that she has. I probably already drink coffee. I'll give this a shot for 30 days. What do I have to lose? But also think about this from your perspective as the brand partner. Reading this testimonial right here just reminds me so much of why when you wake up in the morning and your feet hit the ground, the first thing that you should be doing is literally asking the Lord to show you somebody who that you can go bless with these products. You know, the other night I did a Zoom for the company, and I didn't know a testimonial that was going to happen, actually, because I didn't really know the people that was doing the I didn't know the people that were going to be the testimonials. And it was a guy named John that hopped on and shared his testimonial. I mean, this guy was also dealing with depression, and he was suicidal. And when I heard his story, again, it just reminded me of what these products are doing for people. You know, the other day, Chris and I heard one on the phone that was just really riveting about somebody else dealing with depression. And you got to understand that this is not hype, guys. These are real people and real stories. So when your feet hit the ground in the morning, you got to hit the floor with purpose. Whose life will I impact today with these products? And if you lead with that train of thought, if you lead with that, like, who can I go impact today? Then it shouldn't be a problem to add people to these groups. It shouldn't be a problem to go out and talk about this opportunity. It shouldn't be a problem to go talk about these products. We didn't just preload this group with a bunch of, stories that aren't legit. These are legit stories. I know a lot of these people in this group, and hearing John's story the other night about how, again, he was, dealing with depression and suicidal. I was at that point one time in my life too, 6 years ago. And I'll one day hopefully share that story with you guys, but for the sake of time, I won't do it right now. But it's super important that you guys understand the power of these groups. These groups right here, I mean, you just go to this search bar and type in anything, and you can find a testimonial on that stuff. Now, it's super important to be present with your people when you're talking to them. Don't just be so interested in sharing your stuff that you're not listening to what they're saying, because we have 2 ears for one reason. You need to listen twice as much, especially in this type of business. The less you talk, the more money you will make, because the less you talk and the more you listen, you can hear people's problems and offer a solution. That's so important, to offer solutions to people. So when you do that, and you're able to hear a little keyword, PTSD, this morning, actually, I can show you guys something this morning real quick. This is a lady right here that sent me a really nice message this morning about a video that I did. And in her message right here, she told me that she's a Navy veteran, PTSD disabled. So what do you think that I did? I said, I see that you suffer with PTSD. Is it okay if I add you to a group? I represent a product line that works wonders for people with PTSD. It helps the brain produce dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. Sure, it's fine. I said, I'll send a quick video that will explain why. You'll see. And then I just sent her a happy dose video. But again, it's just noticing those little things. People are going to tell you about themselves, but you got to be present and not just reading it to read it and get through with it, but realize that people are giving you hints all over the place as to what their problems are. And be a person that is a solution-oriented person, not somebody that's foaming at the mouth for the sale. You know, in my previous company, I really believe that one of the main reasons why I saw the success that I saw is because our motto as a team was not to transact people. Not to transact people. Provide solutions to problems. Nobody wants to feel like a transaction. Can we all agree on that? So step 4. So step 3 is provide a tool. We have a lot of tools, guys. It could be a sample. This group, in my opinion, is probably the most important tool that we have. The business testimonial page, also, my opinion, most important tools that we have. Of course, you got samples, you got the links in the Ella app. There's lots of tools that are out there. So step 3 is to share a tool. Don't be one. Don't be the one sharing the message. Be the messenger to the message. That's something you should write down. A lot of people talk too much. Be the messenger to the message. Let's go back through the scenario. Hey, have you heard of the happy coffee that everyone's talking about? No, what is it? Boom, insert story. Listen, I'm going to send you a quick little link. I'll explain it way better than I ever could. HeyHappyDose.com, or right out of the app. I think it's called The Latest Dose, or whatever video your upline's telling you to share that. But at that point in time, you're not the one who's doing all the talking. You're going to send a video that can explain it a whole lot better than you can. So at that point in time, when you do that, you're also duplicating to that person that they don't have to be an expert on science, okay? Then just tell them right then and there when you send the link or give them the sample, hey, I'm also going to add you to a Facebook group. Look for the invite. And guys, tell them, look for the invite, okay? If you tell them that, they're going to be looking for the invite. If you just tell them I'm going to add you to some group, who knows? They may see it, they may not see it. So remember, ATM, add, tag, message, okay? So these groups, in my opinion, the people that I see on my team that are really starting to make it happen are the ones that are putting the most people inside of this group. It's almost that one metric is so easy to see who's winning and who's not because of the simple fact that I'm one of the people that approves people that gets in these groups, but I'm able to see firsthand who's winning on my team and who's not. It's the people that are putting people inside these groups that are winning in a major way. So I can promise you that one metric is going to be in alignment with your level of success you're having in this company. So step number 4 is connect. And I think this is where a lot of people drop the ball right here. I personally don't like to put people in a messenger thread. Again, do whatever your upline is telling you to do. I brought on 6 people this week, recruited them into the business on packs and got customers. And every single one of them were on a 3-way phone call with Chris. And I want you guys to understand the importance of a 3-way phone call. The 3-way phone call works for 2 different ways. Tammy, packs, our packs, like the $250 or $500 packs that we have. So everybody bought a kit. So the 3-way phone call is for 2 different reasons. Number 1, it's going to be your best tool to get trained in network marketing. The best way for you to learn how to do network marketing is put someone on the phone with your leader and hear how your leader answers all those questions and handles the conversation. So part 1 in the 3-way phone call is for you as much as it is for your prospect. That's where I've gotten my best training in network marketing, is on a 3-way phone call. I knew early on in my career I did not have the credibility to recruit people into my business. So what I did was I always edified the crap out of the people I was working with. And for example, in this company right here, you know, we've done 165 million in sales in 3 years. Long story short, it's super important that you guys know that it's for you and the prospect. Okay, so Jenna, who is one of the people that was on a three-way phone call, she signed up. And I promise you that the reason why she did was because I wasn't there regurgitating everything. I put her on the phone with someone else. And also you got to realize what that does, that shows teamwork. Okay, guys? So step number 4 is connect to another person. And the reason why that's so important is it's not about you. It's about what duplicates. Now, you will get trained on that call because you'll hear how they answer all the questions. And then your prospect is also going to know, hey, I don't have to answer all these questions. I got a whole team of people that are willing to help me. And the last thing I want to just share with you guys, the three-way phone call shows teamwork. It shows that you're a part of a team, that you have an entire group of people behind you willing to rally behind you to help you grow this business. So we're going a little bit long today, guys. We have our opportunity Zoom here in 15 minutes. Hope you got some value out of today's training. I wanted to make sure that I showed you how to utilize the groups, talk about a little bit of psychology around some of these things, but get really clear on what do you want? Why do I want it? Who do I need to become to have it? And what lies am I telling myself that are preventing me from getting it? And get with your upline sponsor and get with them and get very clear on those 4 things and have a conversation around it and come up with an action plan. Because at the end of the day, I just want to leave you with one thing. Divorce yourself from the outcome of this thing. Divorce yourself from the outcome. Marry the daily activity. What am I going to do daily that will lead me to a path of success? Does that mean me sharing with 5 people a day? Me running 5 people a day through the 4-step system? Is it 2 people a day? Is it one person a day? Whatever you can find, whatever time allotment you can find in your day to squeeze out time to run people through those 4 steps, put them on the phone with someone else. That's the one thing you need to focus on. What is your daily number? What is my daily method of operation of how many people I'm going to run through these 4 steps daily? That is what will lead you to success. It's not the outcome. It's what is the daily activity. What is my daily number of how many people I'm going to put on the phone with Ricky? How many people I'm going to put on the phone with Chris, Melissa, Gabrielle? And guys, if you start putting your people on the phone with your upline leaders, you will win. So that's all we got. Have an awesome day today. Much love as always. God bless you guys. Go crush it. We're in pre-launch. Opportunity Zoom starts in 10 minutes. Let's roll, guys. Have an
Thank
awesome
you. So good.
Thank you.
Love it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.